I'm still going to talk about Wicked. So Cynthia Erivo. Imagine Cynthia Bailey in Wicked. Child, I'm defying gravity. So Cynthia Erivo, was on Armchair Expert. And maybe you've seen from her interviews, her nails are very long. They were when I met her and walked her to her car as well. But her nails are very long. And Shepard asked if she can wipe her ass with those nails.
Of course he did. Of course he did, because why wouldn't he?
I mean, I wouldn't have asked if she was a guest. And she did say, like, I knew this was coming. But I would have wondered. I can barely wipe my ass without nails.
Well, we know you can't wipe your ass. I've tried to teach you on this very podcast.
I know. And coworkers have tried to teach me when they heard the podcast. My body doesn't bend that way.
All bodies are different, Donnie, and it's important to respect yours. But yeah. I always just think it's a weird line of questioning, because do you want the real answer? Like, what would you do if she said no?
Well,
if she said, like, no, I've just got a few dingleberries back there, Dax.
I think if we had a guest, Chelsea, and I asked a guest of the biggest movie this year, if we had Denzel Washington on to talk about that gay kiss, and I said, do you wipe your ass? He said, no, not really. And that's why they had to cut the scene, because someone ate me out and there's poop on his tongue.
Came away with a brown goatee.
I would be thrilled that was a breakout on our podcast.
Yeah, but I think the difference between our podcast and what Armchair Expert pretends to be is that we are claiming that we are not CNN, we are shit in the streets. Dax Shepard pretends to be an interviewer. So I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to he needs to either walk the walk and talk the talk of being a professional, in air quotes, or just admit to the world that he is also a king of chaos.
I mean, he started on Punk'd, for Christ's sake. We should know this.
Yeah, but him and Kristen Bell have tricked people.
God bless.
They put out that crying sloth video on Ellen, and nobody looked back since. That's the bad place.
She does wipe her ass, though. And she said, like, of course. She said, you just use more tissue than normal to, like, make sure it's covered. And she's like, but when you wipe your ass, it gets on the tissue anyway. She said, does it get on your fingers? And again, if she was on our podcast, I would have had to say sometimes.
Well, I can tell you something now. She's not coming on our podcast after hearing this. But that's the other thing, too, about that question is you wash your hands.
Right. I know I wash my butt differently than most cuties. This is what I do. Not wash, wipe. I wipe back to front. Just stick it through the hole on the toilet and slide it in. Then I keep doing that till I don't see brown anymore. Then I wash my hands. Then I sniff my fingers. If they still smell like poop, I wash them again. And then if I wash my hands 3 times and still smell poop, then I take some soap and put it in my nostrils, because I think maybe the poop is in there instead.
The more you know. Once again, I am telling you that if you had a vagina, you would just stay in the hospital for a chronic UTI. So thank God you have a penis.
Thank God.
Thank God I'm a country boy. You know
I
that
should have
song?
sang that, yeah.